Hello, everyone. This is Eric from Etiquette back for another live stream. If you're new here, my name is Eric, and most Sundays, not every Sunday, but most Sundays, I do a live stream where we talk about teaching or whatever topics you want to talk about. Yeah, it's another Sunday. I'm doing a live stream. Unfortunately, this live stream is not on the Facebook channel. My Facebook account and my Instagram account, both of them are still hacked, so I don't have access to them, which is a shame. Maybe a little bit of a blessing because I haven't been taking as many photos. I haven't been spending, well, obviously, I haven't been spending any time on them. What have I been spending my time on? Well, those are two apps I don't have to worry about. Anyway, how are you guys doing? I see we've got some comments. Theodora, thank you. You became a member. I'm so happy. And it's good to see you too. Thank you. My dad is here from South Africa. Yeah. By the way, guys, on the members channel, I've got a Patreon and a members channel. I'm working on some new worksheets that I'll put out soon with videos explaining them. I'll actually be shooting videos the whole day tomorrow. I'm going to shoot 3 or 4 lesson videos where I share worksheets and give ideas and talk about how to teach. I think it's the past tense, the present continuous, pronouns, and one more. So I'm going to shoot those videos tomorrow, and then I just broke a knob somewhere. I have to put this back. And then I'll put those on the Patreon and I'll put it on the membership group. So thank you so much, Teodoro. Manuel, how are you doing? It's a pleasure seeing you. I'm so sorry about missing last week. What did I do? Last week I went skiing. Wow, time flies. Yeah. Last week I went snowboarding with a friend. The first day I fell quite badly a few times, and then eventually I got home at 11 p.m. and I was too exhausted to do the live stream. So I'm sorry about that, but it's lovely to see all of you. It's a shame because I say not having the Facebook members here because Facebook, I think I've got a really big group on Facebook. So usually we are about 100 people in total during the live stream. So I can get a lot of questions. That means that you on YouTube and on LinkedIn will have to carry the weight and send me some more questions. Yeah, time is going by very quickly. What are you guys up to? It's almost the end of the year, the 22nd. I still remember the 22nd of December. While living in Korea, I don't really feel like, the Christmas spirit. Although, it's beautiful. When you go places, you can see lots of lights and Christmas trees. But, I remember when I was a kid, when I was very young. Prairie Dawn. Hi. Oh, what? Sorry. Prairie Dawn. Hello, Eric. Have a nice Sunday. Thank you so much, Prairie. Yeah, I hope you too. So I remember when I was a kid, I used to go, my family used to go to my grandmother's house, and she lived at the beach. In South Africa, we've got summer Christmases, so it's really nice. But the thing is, even a month before Christmas, my grandma would put up a big Christmas tree. And my parents and my uncles and my aunts would put all the presents underneath the tree, and they would just lay there and wait until Christmas Eve. So we opened on Christmas Eve. The kids couldn't wait that long. We couldn't wait for Christmas morning, so we used to do it Christmas Eve. And so for like a month or 3 weeks before Christmas, every morning and every night, the kids would just watch their presents, just look at them, and then think, oh, what could be inside the box, what could it be, and so the parents had to buy all the presents beforehand to put them down there. I think it's actually a very good thing. Otherwise we would wait until the last minute to buy some gifts. So it was a bit of a torture. I remember thinking exactly about it. I think it was like the 10th of December. And I woke up the morning, and I went. The thing is, I remember it clearly. If the whole family was at my grandmother's house, the first two people awake would be my grandma and my granddad, and I would be the third one. I would go in there early in the morning, 6 a.m. You go in, drink a coffee, and they would always be there talking. I still remember that. They would be talking in the kitchen. My grandma used to get up early and go and sit in the kitchen and read and make some coffee, and then one by one we would go in. But then, so we would go in. Feliz Navidad, Merry Christmas, Joyeux Noel, Bon Nadal, Buon Natale. Everyone. I think I butchered some of those, but yes, Manuel, Merry Christmas to everyone. When you were young. Listen, Manuel, I am still in my 30s for another 3 months. Yeah, let that sink in. Costa, it's good to see. It's almost Christmas. Yes, it is. So what was I saying? Yeah, so my dad and my grandmother would wake up first, and then we would go in, and then she lived near the beach, and then every morning at 9 a.m., all the boys, would be ready to go to the beach. So you had the first contingent of people walking down to the beach early to go and swim. And then around 11, the rest of the people would come, the main pack with all the gear, the parasols, the water and all the other things. And we would just spend the whole day at the beach, go back at night, and then eat a big dinner and go to bed early. But the reason I'm saying this is because I remember one specific morning, and it's kind of strange thinking back on it, but it was like December the 10th, and I told myself, I'm so excited for Christmas, and it's 3 weeks before the day, and I had that whole excitement for 3 weeks. And now you tell me, Eric, it's 3 days away from Christmas. How do you feel? And I think, yeah, I miss that anticipation I had when I was young, And I think that is why we'd like to have kids, because we want to share that with them. If as adults we start losing that passion and that magic that we have as kids, it's our duty to pass it on to the next generation. I'm just going to put this off. I had a heat on there. Ooh, let's take this off. No, it's too cold. No, it's too cold. You guys aren't going to see the guns. Well, no guns. Just I should have eaten more healthy this recently. I've been going to the gym, not as well. Actually, this last week was just hectic because actually I finished my work 2 weeks ago. But then this last week was just meeting so many people. Because in Korea, at the end of the year, groups meet up to say goodbye and to finish the year. So what happened was I had like a lunch with all the ladies that I do my aerobics with, and then I have to see individual people for lunch at other days, and then today I met my friend for lunch. And the thing for me is I hate multitasking. I hate having many things to do. What I enjoy doing is if I only have one thing, and let's say I have to do editing or I have to shoot videos, I can multitask and do this now and do that later. I have to focus on one thing. So I haven't been able to focus this whole semester. I feel like I haven't worked as well as I should have. The amount of content and videos I could make at my old place was drastically different. And my motivation, or I think it's not my motivation, but my routine and setup I have here it isn't conducive to working hard. So yeah, I need to fix that somehow, because otherwise tomorrow I need to shoot videos. I need to go on vacation. I need to edit videos, but I'm just not able to do it when I'm here at home. Manuel says, here in Cord, Javai, I was told it was said by Charles Aznavour, Paul Anka turned into Sinatra yesterday when I was young. I'm not sure what this means. Let me quickly, I can't look it up. Okay, Manuel, yes, Sinatra, Paul Anka. Let me look it up. Who's Paul Anka? A Canadian American singer songwriter and actor known for his contribution sensations with hits like. Okay, so that's what I thought. It might have been a singer, right? Ah, velvety voice. Okay, I bet you Charles as Navur is also a singer, right? Iconic French Armenian singer. Interesting. Distinctive voice, heartfelt lyrics. The Frank Sinatra of France. Very interesting. Oh, that's one of his songs, right? Here encore. Here, yesterday when I was young. What an interesting thing to talk about. Manuel, I knew it. Okay, let's look. No. Oh, he wrote My Way. I love My Way. Manuel, you're teaching me something very new here. See, I know very little. Okay, so yesterday when I was young, I would love to watch that. Yeah. How about we watch it together? You guys want to try that out? Let's see. I'm going to look it up, and I'm actually going to stream that. If you guys don't mind, I don't see anyone with any questions, so I don't mind. What is it? I want to see it with. I want to see it here in core. Okay. I wish I had the English version so that we can understand, or at least with subtitles. Let's see. I'm sure I've heard it before, but I'm just not familiar with it. Okay. Okay, so it's French. Okay, here I've got French and English on-screen lyrics. Okay, let's check it out. Do you guys want to watch it? I think so. Let's try it out. It might be a bit boring. I've never done this on a stream before, but I was like, yeah, why not? Let me look at it here. Okay, share. Okay, can everyone see? Oh, thank you so much for sharing, Manuel. I need to talk with my French friend and ask him why he isn't. Well, actually, I learn a lot from him. He's very interesting, but yeah, it's beautiful. I love listening to it. Very nice. Nazihat, greetings from Turkey. Thank you for being a member. My dad, music a bit before the time of the average ESL teacher. It's beautiful. Thank you for sharing, Manuel. Yeah, it's what actually it's the second touching thing I've actually had this week. Last week I listened to an audiobook. It was a Russian audiobook, The Queen of Spades. And I think I wish I read more, because actually I would read books that I find interesting, or I would listen to audiobooks. I used to have a great habit of always, when I drive, I don't drive anymore, I don't have my car, but when I drive or when I walk a long distance, I would put on some kind of audiobook to learn from. And most of the books were self-help books, to improve myself. But then well, no name. Let's see. A good topic that I can take for my action research. Well, I would try something that you want to specialize in, or something that you find interesting. That will make it easier to write about. It's if it's about the language, if it's about teaching, whatever you're majoring in, and what you find interesting. So if it's about classroom management, you can talk about how to reduce disruptions, right? Or you can talk about student engagement, how project-based learning affects students' motivation, or something like that. You can focus on teaching methods, or I think a very hot topic is probably technology in the education. So you can see like the effect of like certain games, or the effect of whiteboards, or how to improve writing using AI tools. I mean, just put AI tools in the title, and you should be okay. I think The good thing is that because AI is so new, it gives us many topics that we can do through AI. And there are so many tools out there. So I would say, so obviously there aren't many. There isn't much research out there about AI and being used in education. So that's definitely a way to get in there. That's what I would suggest, I think. Yeah. So I've been reading. I've always been listening to books, not as much anymore. I have no idea what I'm doing with my time, with my life, my time. These last couple of months, I think I've been trying to focus more on relationships, with friends, and also, like I told you guys, in 2 days, I'm flying to Russia. Hmm. I heard it's beautiful there this time of year. A little bit cold, but yeah, I'm excited. I'll go there for 2 weeks until January 7th, and then I'll after that I'll go to Thailand. And then after Thailand, I need to go and do some work to to get back some of this money that I'm spending on the trip. So yeah, that's going to be my life for the next 2 months. Is a month of holiday and then a month of working to pay to pay for the holiday, and hopefully, if things go okay in March, I'd like to go home. Um, yeah, because it'll be my 40th birthday and it'll be my brother's wedding. And yeah, I'd like to be there for that if possible. But then again, there are so many other things that are going on, and I need to start working again. I think I should blame myself, but I don't blame myself. I blame my environment, which just means that I have to blame my nurture, not my nature. Yeah, so hopefully I can improve later. What did I want to say? Yes, books, Queen of Clubs. Yeah, it's a very interesting book. It's a short story, actually, by a Russian writer. He's written other books too. And the story is about these gentlemen are playing cards. Um, and they talk about a woman being able to give a secret to get all the cards right. She has a talent she has some ability to pick the cards. And so men talk about it, and then it switches over to this lady becomes very old, and she has a handmaiden that works for her. And then there's a young officer that is interested in learning the secret to gain a lot of money. And so at first, he's like a really smart and he's intelligent, he's kind, he's hardworking. But then he starts to what is the word, to court the maiden, the young woman. The young woman thinks he's in love with her, but meanwhile, while she thinks he's in love with her, and all these small things like he would wait outside and he would send her a letter, and all these things he did wasn't for her. It was actually he wanted to know the old lady's secrets. And so what happened was that finally she invited him to come inside and to go and visit her during the night. This is in I guess it plays out in the 17th or 18th century. I'm guessing 18th century. Um, and then so he goes inside, and she lays instructions how to get to her room so that they can talk and spend time together. But then instead of going to her room, he goes to the old lady's room, and basically he says, "Tell me your secret." And she's deathly afraid, and he at first he tries to convince her by being kind and saying things like that, and she tells him no, she was just making a joke. And then finally, questions. Sorry, I'll continue with the story later. We've got some questions. Aidan Alice Pattinson, what requirements do you need to teach English in a public elementary school, and salary expectations? Okay, so um, Hello, everyone. Okay, can everyone hear me now? It was on. so, uh, okay. And why didn't you just learn to read lips? It would have made things a lot easier for me. Okay, I apologize, everyone. The mic it went out, and then I continued speaking. I could see the light, but then it was on mute. I was really having a fun time talking. Okay, let's do it again. Where did I finish? Because I basically said everything twice. Okay, let's try it again. Depends where you want to be a public school teacher. Now, if you want to be an ESL teacher working in Japan or Korea, like myself, as a foreigner, then you need to be from one of the English-speaking countries, USA, Canada, Great Britain, Ireland, Canada, Australia, South Africa, and then you need to have a bachelor's degree, and then you can also do a 1-hour TEFL course and then apply. But if you want to have to get a public school job in your own country, then you're going to have to do some research. But I'm guessing a teacher's license will be necessary. Okay. And by the way, so what I saw is I started saying thank you to everyone. And then it continued to, as I said, oh, thank you, Khan, thank you, Sirdan, thank you, Nora. So everybody was like, Aiden said mic off. My dad said sound. Mic is off, mate. Thank you, Wong. Costa said it. And I'm reading the names and I'm like, okay, can everyone hear me now? And then it still said it. So I was like, oh, okay. Thank you so much. Keep mic on a stand. No, it's fine here. I've never had a problem. It's just I picked it up and it fell out. And Khan, what I said was that if it's the 1,000 questions, because I wrote a book on 1,000 questions and answers, that is for the Patreon and YouTube members. But I have shared many resources like that in the past. So if you're a member, then it's possible. And Cherry Sue, hi. You asked about students like that. Yes, the best grammar book for ESL students. Can't find your ESL. Please upload. Yeah, it should be on the. It should be on there, Khan. Are you talking about the 1,000 questions and answers? Because that's on for the Patreon and the members. Cherry Sue. I want to know how to practice for my students writing and speaking. It's for adults. I don't know what to do. Now, the thing is, adults are amazingly easy to teach. Honestly, they're very simple to teach because they've got a great amount of life experience. You don't have to worry about classroom management. The thing is, you want them to talk about their experience, and it's great if you can do it in a fun way. A long time ago, I made 2 videos on how to teach adults. I'm very proud of these videos because I spent a lot of time. This was pre-AI, where I would do research and write it myself. Now I do research and I let AI rewrite it for me. It makes it a lot easier. But I'm really proud of the videos I put out before AI, and I think it's going to become that way with writing. So I made this video on how to teach adults. I think it's quite good. It gives a lot of tips. And then I also made a video on 10 activities for adults. It's quite old, but I think it's quite valuable. So I'm sharing both of these videos with you. Some good activities book for grammar and speaking activities. Okay, actually, I have a really good book that I saw that I use a lot. And this is basically an activity book that explains the grammar. And I'm not sure about speaking activities, though. The thing is, a lot of people ask me to recommend books, English learning books, and I don't like to do that because all of these books have some mistakes, or they're not available everywhere, or I'm not 100% happy with them. At the moment, I'm busy creating, and I've been talking about it for a long time, but I looked at some of the things again. I'm sharing lots of worksheets, and I'm creating resources for teachers to use to teach grammar, and it has lots of speaking activities and writing activities inside, but especially it focuses on speaking. And I've made 8 lessons so far. I've made 4 of them. I'm going to record 4 more tomorrow with the worksheets, and then I'll put them out with the videos. But yeah, Khan, it's very difficult for me to just recommend just any book, because I don't want to take responsibility. No, I don't want to give you something that I don't 100% believe in. Just like I don't 100% believe in this mic or my ability to see if the mic is on or off or not. No way, Mario. Hola, how are you? It's a pleasure to see you. I was wondering when I'll see you again. Wow, you look fantastic. I will never forget you. Mario is one of my very first viewers when I started live streaming, like 4 or 5 years ago, maybe 5 years ago, because I live streamed for 3 years. Was it 3 years? I think it was for 3 years. Every week I did a video. Yeah. And then I quit for a year, and then my parents asked me to come back. So I came back, and also I wanted to make videos again, but it turns out that this schedule that I have, it's not great for doing videos until I get everything done. But yeah, no, sorry, but Cherry, I still want to talk about that a little bit. For adult students. Yeah. So what you want to do is you want to focus on their lives, their profession, the things they've accomplished, the things they've learned through their lives. So I guess, even if you go onto ChatGPT, right? And I say, okay, give me some good topics to talk about with my ESL adult learners. Okay, so we just search there, and then it'll give us some topics, a day in your life, right? So what you could do is you can say, okay, guys, give me walk us through a day in your life. What are your shopping habits? These are a bit boring. I don't like this. I think you really want to focus perhaps on some things that are important in their lives, things that they are passionate about. The thing is with students is, yes, what are they passionate about? They're probably passionate about games or watching a movie or, playing football. That's all they're passionate about. But adults they've got varied interest, and they've got things they are learning. So, okay. In this case, ChatGPT, not that good, very boring. But you can focus on recent things that are happening in the country at the moment, things that they are excited about. So it's very valuable for them to share. I think a problem, a sad thing about being an adult is not everybody wants to listen to us, right? So if you're a kid, your parents ask you questions, your teachers ask you questions, and no more button pushing. I'll make sure this is okay. And so you have to explain yourself all the time. When you're an adult, you're just there. Nobody takes an interest in you. So if you're a teacher to adults, take an interest in your learners and give them a platform to talk about it. Give them a platform to write about it. But when it comes to writing, I think sometimes some students, if they are passionate about it, a topic, they'll write about it. If it's a good topic that you give them. When it comes to speaking, though, you want them to express themselves and be able. What I also wanted to say with the writing, it should also be you can do practical things too, because with kids, they don't know why they're doing things. Oh, why are you studying math? No, because my parents said so. My parents said it will be useful in the future. But with adults, if you tell them, okay, guys, we're going to study, talking about the future, because when you're going to say, when you're in that situation, you want to talk about with some future plans with someone, or if you do an interview, this is how you're going to sound more professional. So if you teach adults, make it, if you tell them, if they understand why it's practical and why it's useful, they'll be more engaged to try that. So yeah, many reasons. I think adults very easy to do. You just need to reach them in the right way. Mario, by the way, what have you been doing? Me, very good. Well, yeah, are you still working so hard? I was really worried about you. Let me know. I've read from scratch foreign language, one of the methods in China for speaking, talking to each other in English loud, nearly yelling. No way, really? Shouting at each other? Oh, I don't like that. Oh, too noisy. I get, if people are too noisy, it can be tough. Yelling gets rid of your stress out. You think so? Wow. How are you today? I'm fine, thank you. And you? Ah. Oh, sounds scary. No, I'd be mortified. I'd run out. Uh, Kushi, I said before, I don't know if you saw it, but yeah, do something that's useful, something that you're passionate about. If you do something like AI, that's very useful. Just do something like that. Anything you can take. Okay, from listening, speaking, reading, or writing. How can I improve my accent? Yeah, this is find someone that you want to copy, I think, first. So find an accent that you like, and then listen to that accent, listen to some of the things they do, and then you want to practice trying to speak. Find yourself someone to model yourself after, and then record yourself speaking, and then practice it. I think is very important. Kushi, when it comes to action research, how to use AI to improve writing, or a reading with grammar tools, how it's affected students now, or what are some strategies to do that? Yeah, so just do it, something like that. Singing? Who's singing? And so the end is near. And no, the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. Uh, you're singing. Yeah, what was I talking about? Okay. I was talking about the story. Who's singing? I'm not singing. Can you guys hear singing somewhere? Is the music playing? Let me double check, just in case. No, no, no. The singing has stopped. Okay, good. Regrets I had a few, but then again, too few to mention. My friend, I'll state my case. No, no, I'll say it clear. I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. Yeah. What was I saying? Oh, the Queen of Spades. Regrets I've had a few. Um, yeah, it's funny. Some of my previous girlfriends, some of them like had amazing voices. It's something that I've never had, that I really appreciate, as someone with like a good grasp of art, or music, or a lovely singing voice. I really like that. Because I don't really have the voice for that. The videos on lesson planning. Kushi, I think I've already uploaded videos on lesson planning, but it's a very old video. It is on the channel. Just go on the channel and search for lesson planning. I bet more than I can chew, and did it my way. Oh, by the way, I watched what is it called again? Wicked, and I really enjoyed the movie. I don't think I would have liked the watching the play that much, but with the movie you get action, you get bigger set pieces, and yeah, and for the first time, I'd say, because of the graphics, the computer graphics, it makes it really good. But my students like it. How can I? So I don't like my voice, but my students like it. How can I improve my voice? Well, Khan, I think speak more and try and speak at perhaps a different register. So if you are speaking too high, try and bring it down a little bit. Find a place where your voice actually resonates better. Yeah, and practice. I read so many tips on this. Yeah, just practice projecting your voice. Try and add some what is the word? I was looking at it before. Just change up your voice, and make it more interesting for yourself and the students, so you can practice. And then obviously we don't hear our voice the same way as our students do, because we've got bones in our ears, and so the sound vibrates, and so the voice that obviously that you use isn't the voice that people hear. I think what helped me a lot is I never liked the sound of my own voice, and I think most people are like that. If you see yourself on video, or if you hear your own voice, it sounds distracting, it sounds strange, because you think, oh, I don't sound like that. Why do I sound like that? But what I found is, because I've seen thousands of hours of me speaking, I'm so tired of seeing this old face and hearing my voice, but I've become familiar with it. And now I know that, if I can practice speaking better too. So another tip is perhaps recording yourself speaking, and then trying to find, like, what is your James Bond voice, So start practicing your voice and try and get that James Bond voice that sounds sultry and sexy. Not that I've got that. With my students, I still like to speak very high to make them feel very much comfortable, more comfortable. And when I get serious, I'll take it low. I'm just speaking normally right now, but with my students, I usually speak at a higher pitch. Aiden, adults in East Age are not conversational. They have no idea to discuss ideas, small talk, extra. From studying, they need help understanding. Yeah, that helps a lot. That's why with the speaking classes, we try and get the students to express themselves more. But it is difficult, because most of them, learned English through writing and grammar. But I found that, it's improving. And also, I think we should have more faith in our students. It's like that with anything. They some of them might not feel like they can do it, but ultimately they are much better than they think. And it's the same with our voices. We think our voices are horrible, and might be way better than we think, unless somebody explicitly tells you, no, it's not that good. Manuel, speech therapist, maybe you can move your mouth muscles properly. It works, I promise you. Yeah, and it's also where you speak from. If you speak from your diaphragm, from here. Yeah, but projecting your voice, practicing speaking out instead of just talking out loud. I love the King's Speech. You know what? Story about the King's Speech. I remember, so my first year teaching, I was actually a part-time teacher. And so I had to spend a couple of hours each day at the school. But then I went home. My aunt's house was very close to the school. I went home, and I was supposed to go back to the school. I didn't have any classes or something, but I was supposed to go back for no reason. Nobody was checking up on me. I was just there to help out, my very first year, when I was still a student. But I remember I went home, and the King's Speech just started. And I was like, oh, there's no reason for nobody's looking for me at school. I'm just going to watch the King's Speech. And there I was, and I watched it. I still think it's one of those movies that's it's just easy to watch. It's a good watch, right? So I really enjoy that movie with Colin Firth. Naziat, whenever I speak loudly in my classes, I have a sore throat. I hate talking in a loud way, but sometimes they don't even hear me. That is a really tough thing to happen, because, it's not like you're just speaking loudly. You're basically screaming and straining your voice. Some days when I first started teaching, I would go home with a sore throat. And I've constantly I have to drink water. Now, we should try and minimize that more. The students don't listen, but I think if we can do more activities where they work together, and then they have to, some of them have to give feedback in class. They have to redo whatever they've been practicing in class. So you can teach them something, and then you let them create a dialogue, for example. Each pair has to create a dialogue, and then they play a game where the last two teams or last 3 teams actually have to do their dialogues. So it helps the students stay motivated because they are practicing the dialogue because they might get picked, but it doesn't put pressure on them. There's still a chance for them to not to get picked. So that's kind of fun, and it doesn't take that much time. So do activities where you don't have to constantly keep the students on you, or you constantly have to shout them down. So try and do activities where they actually have to speak more too. Which is better for you, to recite at Christmas or to make children sing? Choose your opinion. Let the kids sing. Let the kids sing. Yeah, no, whenever the kids sing something, it's more fun, especially if they do a little dance with it too, because I think it was before I started at the university many years ago. It's one of my first years in Korea. I worked at a school, and then the teacher asked me, Eric, we're doing a Christmas play. And then for 2 weeks before that, all the kids practiced their dance moves, and they practiced the lyrics, and we practiced singing. And then in front of the parents, we all performed. I still remember she asked me to get a red sweater, and I went out and I bought myself a red sweater. I don't know what became of that red sweater, but it was expensive at the time. And but it was a really good time. The kids sang, they learned some English words, and the parents were very proud. And for 2 weeks, they were very focused because they want to impress their parents. So yeah, letting the kids sing is much better. So I follow your channel for speaking activities, but I'm in search of advanced grammar. Please suggest a book or teacher on YouTube. Advanced grammar. The thing is, Khan, actually, I have a book that I'm working through with the advanced grammar. Let me give you some examples. So I've got a second channel for English learners, and on there, I actually go through the grammar. But let me quickly switch and get there. The thing is, I'm putting out more of those videos. I've got like 20 or 25 videos of grammar out, and there are maybe 200 topics, 150 topics. And my plan is to go through all of them. But let's quickly see if I can find it. I'll quickly find it and I'll share it with you. Here's a playlist I'm going to share with you, and I hope it's useful. It's not complete. It's got, I think, 20 or something videos on there. I'll share it with you, and hopefully that helps. And also, I have a book that I use for that. What is it called? What's the grammar book's name? Let me quickly see what the grammar book's name is. It's called Grammar in Use. So if you look for Grammar in Use, it's a fantastic book that has lots of activities for the not activities, but writing activities for the students, but not many speaking activities. So that's one thing I can say. So try that out. Well, speaking of voices being gone, what was I talking about? The Queen of Spades. Queen of Spades. So this guy goes into this old lady's house, and then he asks her politely to tell him the secret of the three of the cards. And she says, no, it was just a joke. He has to leave. And then he gets angry, and she has a heart attack, and she passes away. And then he runs to the girl's quarter, and he tells her, oh, she died. I asked her, and he tells her everything. And she says, it's okay. She was old. I'll call the people. You just go home, and then we'll meet again. And so they start dating, and everything is fine. And then the girl gets visited by the ghost of the lady, saying he isn't a good man, and she will prove it. Then the ghost goes to the guy, and she tells him, listen, here are some rules. I will tell you the secrets to the cards. The first card is like a 3. The second card is a 7. And the final card is an ace. If you play these cards, you will win. But you have to make a promise. You can only play 3 times, and then you can never play cards again in your life. He says, sweet. Him and the girl, they go play cards. He says, listen, can I borrow some money to make a bet? Places a massive bet, and he picks a 3. He wins everything. He comes back. He places this, all the money he's won. places it on there, and he wins again. And he's so happy, and the girl praises him. You were so cool and calm in there. And he's like, no, it'll work. It'll work. And then the third time he comes in and he bets everything and he loses. It's the Queen of Spades. And he goes crazy. And then he sees the lady's ghost winking at him, and he goes insane. The girl leaves him, and he becomes a beggar, and she gets married. She has someone else. And what it comes, well, that's basically the gist of the story. But what it comes down to is that, greed makes us do lots of bad things. And, we should focus on some other things instead. Anyway, very nice book that I listened to. I'd like, it's just a short story, but I'd like to do some more in the future. Sing Gracias. Gracias. I don't know if I know that song. Yes, better put together a children's choir singing at school, I think. How to improve your English. Ambreen is, I think, put time away every day where you can study, especially if you find a book. And let's say 1 hour a day. You're going to go through a book and practice. But you've got to make it a daily practice of studying. Okay, so find an English book somewhere, or you can find it online and just go through it step by step. Tyler, hello, Eric. How can I make my classes more engaging and keep students from getting bored? I also want to use class time efficiently, identifying the learning problems students face. Tyler, I think the easiest thing is just to have a structure to your class. So if you're going to start your class, always start it with maybe some kind of activity where the students are engaged. You want to keep the students from getting bored is you're going to have to give them activities that they find fun or play games with them. So, with the younger students, you're going to do an activity, and then you're going to transition to maybe a game where they practice it. And then you're going to perhaps use whatever grammar they've learned in like a small conversation or a couple of words that they can practice, whatever their level is. You want to transition between activities where they work and then a game. And then if they're a little bit older, you can also incorporate activities where they have to work with a partner, or they have to do something out loud, or they have to do something in a group. So it's constantly having a set structure to your classes so that the students know exactly what's expected of them. But you also want to transition between activities fairly, every 10 minutes, 5 to 10 minutes, I would say, especially with younger students. You cannot go on doing a grammar lesson for 20 minutes and then expect them to write for 10 minutes and then talk for 10 minutes. Rather have a structure to it and then mix it up a lot, I would say. Khan, I already shared it on there. I just posted it. It's this one, so you can check it out. This one. Check out the Best English Learning channel. Just so that it doesn't go blank. Very good. Okay, everyone. Christmas is around the corner. I'm going to be traveling for a whole day. So basically, I'm going to take a bus here at 2 a.m., going to go to Incheon, going to arrive at 6 a.m., and then I fly at 9:30, and I'll arrive at 5:30. Going to go back in time, I guess. And then how does it work again? Okay, I fly at 9, it's 8 hours later, but actually it's 16 hours later. Oh, because I'm going to fly for 2 hours. I stop in Beijing, and then from Beijing, I think it's another 10 hours or 8 hours to Moscow. And then in Moscow, I'm going to wait for a couple of hours, and then I'm going to take a flight to Yekaterinburg. In Yekaterinburg, I'm going to meet the girl I'm going to see and her dad, who's going to drive me. I thought it was 4 hours, but it's apparently 5 or 6 hours to their house, to their town. So yeah, I need to rest a little bit better. Guys, I won't see you for a bit. I will take my laptop with me, and perhaps not in Russia, but in Thailand. I'll do a live stream from there some point. But and then yeah, but guys, if I don't see you for a while, I hope you have a lovely Christmas. I make some good promises and get some good ideas for New Year's Eve. What do we call it? Not promises. It's getting too late, guys. What is it called? Make some good. No, I need to look it up. Uh, no, what is it? New Year's resolutions. Oh, okay. On that sad note, make some good New Year's resolutions. Uh, JWC, it's good and unreachable happiness. Good. I'm very happy to see you. Merry Christmas and New Year's. You too. Martin, how are you doing? Yeah, I was just saying my Facebook and my Instagram have been taken. I still need to text you. Martin's been here in Korea with me for more than a year, almost 2 years now, and we still haven't met. No, it's only been a year. I blame myself. I've been busy with um, trying to meet people and doing things. But Martin, for you too, Merry Christmas, everyone. Um, I hope you have a Costa. What a lovely message. Merry Christmas and a blessed and prosperous New Year to you, Eric. Thank you so much, everyone. Much love and happiness for 2025. And yeah, when I see you, I hope to share many good tidings. Everyone, this is Eric from Edicute, and I'll see you all next time. Bye bye.